And now for more on the debate, I'm here with Republican analyst Dick Wadhams and Democratic analyst Penfield Tate. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here tonight. Let's start with an overview. Did you see a clear winner? You want to start, Dick?
Yes. No, there was no clear winner, although I will say I thought Donald Trump acquitted himself much better tonight than he did in the first debate. He was more substantive. He actually aggressively went after Hillary Clinton on some of the issues he did not do last debate. So I think overall it was a much better debate for Trump, but there was no clear winner in my opinion.
How about you, Penn?
I agree. There wasn't a clear winner. I think Donald Trump had a better performance this time because he didn't have the meltdown he had on camera the last time. I think he showed better, but then I thought before this was a more conducive format for him. But I also thought Hillary Clinton did a better job of sort of not necessarily trying to pull him into certain conversations and dealing with some of her key topics and points.
But how did Trump handle that tape issue, the vulgarity toward women? Did he stop the bleeding?
Well, he did as well as he could. I mean, it's indefensible what he said. But I do think that he at least addressed it, and it enabled him to move on to other issues. But no, I mean, there's no defense of what he said, and he's going to have to live with that the rest of the campaign.
Ken?
I think Dick's right. This will haunt him the rest of the campaign. I was a little bit disappointed with two things he did to try to deflect. Number one, I think he made a grave mistake trying to write this off as just locker room banter. I think that further inflames and offends a number of women. And then I thought his reaction was bizarre in bringing women who used to be involved in Bill Clinton's past to the debate and referencing them specifically as part of his response. It just seemed like he was struggling and grasping on the issue.
Well, let's talk about Hillary Clinton. Did she quiet the critics with her explanation of the WikiLeaks emails, especially the ones where she had her Wall Street speeches?
No, she was visibly uncomfortable. She has no explanation. She refuses to take responsibility for it. And those emails nail her duplicity and inability to tell the truth. And that's her problem. People don't trust her. They think that she says what she needs to at any given political moment, and she did that again tonight.
Trump got the liar in again.
Yeah, he got the liar in again. He got a number of them called each other names. I don't think she did as good a job dealing with the email question as she should have, and she seems to struggle with this time and time again. What I think will be interesting is because of the timing of the WikiLeaks story, I think she may have to talk about that more in the days to come than Trump will about his comments about women.
Did either seem presidential? We keep talking about that, hearing about that. Is either one presidential?
Well, I think the American people have rendered their verdict about these two candidates. They don't like either one of them. The polls show that the vast majority of voters don't like either one of these candidates. But it is a choice between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And I think we got some glimpses tonight into how both of them would govern and what their priorities would be. And I think that's another reason why I think Trump actually helped himself tonight, because he was much more substantive for once in tonight's debate.
You know, I think that Hillary Clinton came off well in this debate because she is sort of a policy wonk. She is very specific. She is detail-oriented. And if you were looking for specific positions on issues, I think she did a far better job than Donald Trump. But then we sort of knew that going into the debate. And I don't think America hates both of these candidates. I think they both have very strong, loyal factions that will remain entrenched in support of them. I think the difference now is Hillary's support base is larger than Donald Trump's support base, and that's the issue he's got to deal with.
I know you both thought that the moderators did a good job tonight. Finally, the best and worst moments for each candidate.
You know, interestingly, I think the question about the Supreme Court was actually Donald Trump's best, because he actually cited respect for the Constitution. Hillary didn't even mention the Constitution when she responded to that question. And I think the Supreme Court is one of the main reasons why Republicans, even if they don't like Donald Trump, are going to vote for him. And they needed that assurance. And I think that was one of his best moments tonight.
I think he was probably more specific on the Supreme Court than any other issue that he had to deal with. So I think from Donald Trump's perspective, that probably was his better moment. It's a choice. You know where he stands, and he's told you that.
How about Hillary Clinton's best moments?
You know, actually, I disagree with Hillary's policies in the Middle East and what she pursued, but she does come across with some knowledge base that I think is impressive. But how could she not? She was Secretary of State.
I think Hillary had two good moments dealing with foreign affairs. Also, her response to the question from the one member in the audience about the Affordable Care Act. A number of people have criticized it, but she was very clear. There are good portions of this that we need to figure out how to reform it and keep the pieces that work for Americans. And I thought that was one of her better moments.
And just quickly, the lowest point in this debate tonight for you?
It had to be the opening comments about it. Him having to talk about the locker room chatter, it's just so uncomfortable.
Embarrassing?
It is, and he shouldn't have done it.
I think that was bad, but I think his worst moment actually was when he went on the record and disagreed with his running mate over how to deal with issues in the Middle East. I was astonished when he said he disagreed with Mike Pence. And I think many people supporting Trump thought Pence acquitted himself very well in the vice presidential debate. So I thought that was odd that he would criticize him like that.
And my understanding is that the Pence folks were not too happy either.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. Dick Wadhams, Penfield Tate. Back to you.
Thank you.